Hey guys, Marty Golden out at Fly Creek Kennels. I just wanted to go through an instructional video on how to create your own platform or elevated surface for your place command or other drills that you might see me do on some of these videos. So it's pretty simple. Shouldn't take you very long, very limited tools, and mostly just scrap wood that I found around here. So I'm actually going to make this for a client and then give that to them so they can use it with their dog. And a couple things that you're going to need for this particular dog. The platform is going to be 3 feet long by about 2 feet wide. Okay, that's perfect size for this dog. What I like to do when I'm deciding what, if you're making one for your dog, stand your dog up, measure the length of them, and give them a little extra room to move around, both length and width. Okay, so got a scrap piece of OSB, some deck screws, drill, utility knife, my lumber, and again scrap that I had around. You're going to need 3 pieces of the width, and then you're going to need 2 pieces for the length. If you have a piece of outdoor remnant carpet around, I like to put something on top of this that gives the dog some traction when they go to take off. So, if you got a piece of outdoor remnant carpet, you can also find scraps at local carpet stores or hardware stores or box stores that might have some remnant scrap pieces laying around. So let's get started. This is how this is going to go. Okay, so first things first, I want to take my longer pieces and attach them lengthwise. I'm going to use a pneumatic nail gun to start it for me, kind of hold everything in place, and then I will finish it with some wood screws to really sturdy it up. Flip it around. The other pieces on. Double check my work with my width here. Make sure everything's lined up. They should all be the same, but you never know. In fact, I should attach that one right there first. I am doing this upside down for a reason. It's just easier for me to see my work, make sure all my spots are lined up. There's a slight bow in this wood. Look, this thing doesn't have to be perfect. Of course, I'm going to try to make it perfect, but now, the thing about an elevated surface that I love is it creates a really clear boundary for the dogs. Now, sometimes, you might have seen my video on the Kuranda beds, and I love them. They're great for obedience training and keeping my dog in one spot and having them for, a place for them to go while they rest or sleep. But I don't like them for retriever training because they can be slick. And I don't want the dogs blowing a knee, hurting their legs, just hurting themselves in general by when they take off, sliding. So something like this with some carpet on it, or if you don't have carpet, you could take like an old welcoming mat and shove it on the top too to give them something to push off on, or sometimes they've got those rubber mats at the hardware box stores that you can get as well that I've used in the past for other platforms. Why is an elevated surface clear for the dog? Because they can literally feel where that boundary is, because they step on and step off of it. Okay, so it's very clear in a sense where you want them to be. Spin this around, cross member in. Put the cross member somewhere in the middle. You need that so there's not some flex. It gives it a little bit of sturdiness and rigidness. The dog that I've been working with, the reason I'm building one of these for their owners, because the dog is really receptive to this and understanding it really well. And so I want to make sure that when this dog goes home, it has this same tool that it's been using here at home for training. I'm just going to eyeball that. Got it. Got it. And again, I'm going to take wood screws. I'll flip this over. I'll mark my places on top. Then I'll take some wood screws and really tighten this up as well. Okay, so I flipped it over, and now I'm going to use my wood screws. I've marked some spots on the side here where that centerpiece is. That should hold it pretty good. I wind up putting 2 on the side so that centerpiece doesn't pivot around at all, but some bite. Now I'm going to go to the corners. Do my corners. Again, if you guys have any kind of carpentry skills, and of course some scraps around the place, it's going to work really good. You'll have a way to use up some of that scrap sitting around the garage. All right, so I went around, put 2 in every corner and 2 on each side of the middle brace. Okay, now we're going to put some carpet on top, staple it down. Okay, so the way I like to do this is just have some overhang. Okay, and then I'll take my utility knife and I'll just cut along the edges and get it as smooth as possible. I always like a little overhang on these remnant pieces that aren't quite square, just so I can get it as square as possible and as clean as possible. Again, pneumatic staple. Self utility blade, a sharp edge. Just kind of find your sweet spot. If you want, you can go around and touch up your edges with a scissor. Just kind of get some of the little things off. You know, over time, these ends will fray on you no matter what. It's just going to get used. You know, if you came along with some sort of butane torch or something like that and just kind of melted and frayed the ends, it might help. I've even seen people take some clear caulking and just dab it around the edges like glue to kind of hold these together. I'm not going to go that far with this. I'm of the understanding that this won't last forever, and that's okay. I'm just going to go around it again one more time with some staples and just kind of clean up some of the edges here, make sure they're not peeling up on me, and then a little surprise at the end. All right, so final touch. I want to put a handle on it. So I did have to go out to the hardware store and purchase that. So just a simple, but a large, light handle that I can attach to the side of it. That way it's just easy to move around and store. All right, folks, there you go. Hopefully this will be something you can use with your dog and simple enough to put together. Find the material around your place and go for it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share with your friends.